And mindful eating, this is a concept that we talk about a lot to kind of promote awareness of making healthy choices. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to know what's in your food. Look at your ingredients list when you go shopping or when you get home tonight. Look in your pantry and see what's in your food. You'd really be surprised at things that how much sugar, how much salt is in your food. And being aware of what you're eating and really focusing on your meals when you're consuming them helps you create this mindfulness and actually can help you eat less, which can help with weight loss. And so how you eat mindfully is just really paying attention to what you're eating, kind of honoring those flavors, those smells, the texture. And it kind of sounds funny, but really just sitting down and focusing on all those flavors and those textures that you're eating, getting away from distractions, your phone, the TV, and really focusing on that meal. They did lots of studies on people that eat mindfully and really saw that they decrease how many calories they're taking in because they're so aware of what they're eating. A lot of times we just eat in front of the TV or our phones, and before we know it, half of the bag of Doritos is gone, and I'm not going to lie, I've done it before. So really paying attention to what we're eating can really help us eat less and lose that weight or maintain weight. In rating your hunger, I talk about this a lot. My family gets so mad at me, but it's kind of a joke in my family. I always tell them to rate their hunger and to stop eating when they're satisfied. And this is very different than our culture. We like to eat and eat and eat until we're full or we're overstuffed. And we really want to get back to eating until we're satisfied. And you really have to check in as you're going through your meals to be able to stop when you're satisfied. It's hard. I'm not going to lie. It is hard to stop when you're satisfied, especially if you're eating something that just tastes so good. So being mindful and really thinking about your meal will help you kind of stop when you're satisfied instead of getting to that point when you're overly full or you're overly hungry. I always tell my husband as he's eating his meal and I've left mine and he starts eating mine, I always tell him, are you eating because you're hungry or are you eating because it's there? And he just looks at me. But I say it all the time. Hey, he knew he's marrying a dietitian, so. But it's true. We eat till past that point that we should, and we just need to focus on that satisfied feeling. And a lot of us may have forgotten what that feels like, so we really need to focus in on our bodies. And behavioral change, setting the right goals. Don't set crazy goals of, I need to lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks, because that's not realistic. We generally don't like to see more than 1 to 2 pounds per week for weight loss. So if you are trying to lose weight, that's really your kind of set goal. And it's really just about, again, making small changes in your diet, decreasing portion sizes, maybe swapping a water instead of a Coke for lunch. Little things that help throughout the day. And it's hard to put a number. You need to decrease your calories by 500 or you need to decrease by 600 because everybody's different. So whatever you can do to kind of make those little changes that help keep the weight off, help maintain weight is what's important. And make your goal a priority. Make keeping the weight off, make maintaining your weight a priority. Again, as we saw in the beginning, it really can decrease our risk for cancer. And that's a big motive. So kind of remind yourself of that. Again, making those small changes. I'm not asking you to completely change your diet because that's not sustainable. We need something that's sustainable. When people often ask me about, hey, what do you think of this new fad diet or this new thing? I always ask them, is it something you could do forever? And if the answer is no, then it's probably not the right decision for you. So as you're thinking about things that you can do, think to yourself, can I do this forever? And make those changes. And hold yourself accountable and believe you can do that. It's hard. It's not easy we love food. We're in a culture that really loves to eat, and everything revolves around food. Holidays and celebrations and birthdays, there's always food around. So it's really about having those goals and setting them and sticking to them, even through those hard times at parties or cookouts or those types of things. You kind of got to remind yourself of what your goals are and how to stick to your plan. So just some additional helpful tips. Keeping a food diary is helpful for a lot of people because you don't often realize how much you're eating until you write it down. Again, being active, and Karen will touch more on physical activity and weight loss. There's lots of apps out there now that you can use, the Livestrong, MyFitnessPal. There's lots of other ones that can help you track your calories that make it a little bit easier. Again, finding those meal plans and websites and trying new recipes and finding healthy recipes. Again, cooking at home, using different flavors. And these are just some places that I like to find recipes. Also, again, the AICR.org has a lot of great recipes and that are really, really delicious. So just some ideas for meal planning. So just kind of in summary, again, the obesity is a major risk factor for cancer. So if you are overweight or obese, think about trying to start losing weight a little bit. 1 to 2 pounds a week is kind of the general goal to get to that healthy BMI. And even a little bit, even if it's not an excessive weight loss. I mean, you might have this idea in your head that you want to lose 30, 40 pounds or whatever. But even 5 pounds can make a difference. Even 10 pounds can make a difference. So try not to think of it as too big of a daunting task because it might be a little bit harder to kind of stick to a plan. Think of just those small changes can really impact your risk. Even just a couple pounds here and a couple pounds there. Again, instead of thinking about a certain diet, think of more about this lifestyle change and little things that you can do. I always have 2 different vegetables at dinner because I need to increase my increase my servings of vegetables. So that's something I started incorporating into my daily routine is increasing my vegetable intake. And when we're looking at our plate, when we're looking at meals, half of our plate should be fruits and vegetables. Half of your meal basically should be a fruit or a vegetable. And a little bit of a meat, a little bit of a whole grain. So that's kind of what you should look at. You're getting more volume, again, with those fruits and vegetables with less calories. So those will help you with your kind of your weight loss journey. Again, focusing on those plant foods. I can't emphasize those enough, not only for weight loss, but those phytochemicals in them can decrease our risk for cancer. And pretty much all plant foods. There's really all vegetables. There's not really one superfood out there. There's lots of superfoods. All vegetables are superfoods, really. They all have great nutrients in them. And then always planning your meals. Again, that'll help you keep you on track instead of stopping at a restaurant or stopping for takeout. Planning your meals, figuring out what your week looks like, and writing it down so you're holding accountable and you're really focusing in on those mindful eating tips and keeping a healthier diet all around.